Good day, everybody. Today I'm going to be reviewing a game called Dead Stop. This game is for 2 to 4 players and it was created in 1979 by MIlton Bradley. Dead Stop says, bring your opponent to a screeching halt by using your deductive powers. So this is a basic deduction game in which you are trying to guess the color of your opponent's pawns. You're also trying to score the most points by moving your pawns and trying to keep your opponent from moving his. It's a light game, it's a fun little game, and I'll show you how it works. Check it out. Okay, so I have the game set up. I'm going to just show you a few of the components here. First thing you have here are these little plastic rings. You also have white and black pawns that are made of plastic, and each of these I've placed a ring of a different color in each of them, like so. And you have your Dead Stop cards. You're going to be using these cards throughout the game. And of course then you have your little board here. Now the object of the game is you're trying to get the most amount of points before one person guesses all of the colors of your pawns. As you can see, you have 6 different colored rings here that players will be able to use, and there's 4 on each side of each color. The game also has white and black rings. This is for a more advanced game. You decide to go with it. Now you'll notice that each of the pawns here have a different color. There's orange, there's green, there's blue, there's red, there's yellow, and then there's light green. What you're going to be trying to do is you're going to be using these rings right here to try to guess which color goes with which pawn. On your turn, you're going to pick up a card and you're going to read it, and it says ahead 2. Say it's White's turn. White's going to be able to move one of his pieces up 2. Yeah, you're going to start here at negative 40 points, and as you move up, it's going to increase up to 100. You also have these safe spaces over here. A safe space basically means that your opponent is not going to be able to guess which color your pawn is that is on this space. So if I had a pawn on this safe space here, my opponent would not be able to try to guess what color this one is. I'm going to go ahead and move this guy up to here. And now I am going to try to guess one of my opponent's colors. A green one up here. I guess that green is this one. So he'll place this over there, and then his opponent will say yes or no. And obviously the answer is no because it's not green. So anyway, the turn ends. But now this is kind of where the deduction comes in, because now he knows that this is not green and something else is green. So now my opponent goes. He picks a card, and you can pick from either of these, and it says back 2. This would mean if he was up here, he would have to move one of his back too, but since he's not there, he can't. So now he gets to guess one of my opponent's colors. Let's say he guesses, he picks up a blue one and says, okay, I think this one is blue. And it turns out that he is correct. So now this pawn will not be able to move forward anymore. However, it can move back, but basically is at a dead stop. So he is going to have to subtract negative 40 points from his score in the end. So that ends my opponent's turn. So now it becomes to me. So I pick up a card and it says ahead 1. Since I already have a dead stopped one here, I might want to consider moving this one up a little bit higher to try to get more points. So I decided to do so. Now I get to guess again. I use my yellow here, and I'll go ahead and place him here. Again, I'm wrong. But now at least I know that this is not yellow, and I also know that this is not green. So this is going to start the process of elimination of trying to figure out which color goes where. So again, my opponent goes. He goes back 1. So he's not moving at all at this point. So let's say he picks up a yellow or red. And since this guy is moving ahead pretty fast, he's going to try to go ahead and see if he can stop him. So he puts a red here. I look, it's an orange, so nothing happens. Also note is that there's only 4 rings per color. So you have to be careful because you could literally run out of rings. If you say that 4 of these are green, but they're not, and one of these are green, then one of these is going to have a free ride all the way up to here if he's able to draw the correct cards. But eventually what's going to happen is somebody is going to guess all of the colors, and when that happens, the game is going to end. What you're going to end up doing is you're going to simply add up all the numbers here together. So there's 40, that's negative 40, so it's 0, that's 40, that's 100, that's still 100, that's 140 for me, and my opponent will end up with, let's see, he has 40, negative 40 was 0, 0, 60, 40. He has 200 points. So in this case, my opponent would have won. So anyway, that's kind of how the game works. You're just going to keep on trying to guess and using your deductive skills to figure out which pawn is which color. And that's basically how the game works. It's a pretty little fun light game.